another mouthful of meat. This is chicken, the most popular meat in the world. Around 44 billion chickens are reared for meat every year. We also eat vast quantities of beef, pork and lamb, so the total figure for all farm animals slaughtered for meat runs to around 50 billion a year. We're already eating 5 times as much meat as 50 years ago, and if we keep going at this accelerating rate, we'll have to produce 5 times as much again in just the next 20 years. Experts warn that the predicted increase in meat eating will be disastrous for our health, it will not feed the world, it will cause an environmental catastrophe, and billions more animals will suffer in appalling conditions. That's why organisations like Compassion in World Farming are calling on all of us to eat less meat. Intensive meat production is a major polluter and destroyer of the planet. Thousands of acres of rainforest are cleared and burned every year to make way for rearing beef cattle and for growing crops for export to feed the increasing number of animals being intensively farmed globally. In effect, the lungs of the world are being killed to create more saturated fat. Wildlife also suffers as habitats are destroyed. But probably the biggest environmental problem of all is water scarcity. It takes 2,000 litres of water to produce 1 kilo of soya, but 100,000 litres of water to produce 1 kilo of beef. Vast areas of Asia, Africa and North America are experiencing a serious fall in their water tables, while 20% of the world's people are already facing severe water shortages. And the double impact of using water for livestock themselves and for growing the cereals they eat will only get worse with future increases in meat production. For one of Britain's leading environmentalists, that spells disaster.
If we see the kind of increases in meat consumption that are now projected, particularly in the developing world, what we're going to see at the same time is a huge increase in the emissions of many of the gases leading to climate change, carbon dioxide and other gases. We're going to see increased competition for the use of water, particularly in countries that are already suffering from severe water shortages. We're going to see impacts on the natural world, on biological diversity, because of course all that increased meat consumption needs more land to produce the grain and the other feedstuffs that go into those animals. And we are going to see increasingly an impact on other pollution issues, whether it's emissions of different kinds, acid rain, whatever else it might be. You top that lot up, you look at all the net accumulated environmental impact, and the increase in meat consumption suddenly looms as one of the biggest environmental crises that we are now facing.